All right, let's jump right into this. Today, we're mapping out exactly how a nation builds its entire knowledge economy, right from the ground up. Specifically, we're decoding the importance of human IP in this ecosystem, and we'll be basing this explainer on the really brilliant research and framework developed by Dr. Du-Hu Qian. We're going to look at the big picture first, the massive overarching strategies of a country, and then we'll funnel all the way down to the micro level to see exactly how the single individual creator sits right at the very center of the whole thing. Okay, let's dive into this with a massive puzzle that economists have literally debated for decades. What actually creates a nation's soft power? Now, it really isn't just about geographical size or traditional natural resources anymore. In today's modern world, true power is kind of invisible. It's all about ideas, innovation, and knowledge. But how does a country actually capture that abstract knowledge and turn it into real, tangible influence? Well, that is the exact puzzle we're solving today. So here's our roadmap for the explainer today. We'll start with number 1, the core triad value. 2, Heaven IP, which is the national vision. 3, Earth IP, the actionable foundation. 4, human IP, the heart of the ecosystem. And finally, number 5, your knowledge mission. Let's get right to section 1, the core triad value, the framework by Dr. Du-Hu Qian. To really understand everything we're talking about today, we absolutely need to lock in this fundamental concept. In Vietnamese, it's known as Tham Thai IP, or the IP triad. Basically, this represents the 3 core intellectual property values of a nation. But here's the secret to this whole framework. These aren't just 3 random ideas stacked on top of each other. No, they act as a totally unified ecosystem. Think of it like a 3-legged stool. If one is missing or even just weak, the entire structure completely collapses. They feed into and completely rely on one another to function. And here are those 3 pillars we're going to explore. We have Heaven IP, Earth IP, and Human IP. You can think of them as equal, perfectly interconnected parts of a massive economic machine. They literally work together to take a simple idea from a single person's brain and elevate it into something that can define a whole nation on the global stage. Let's move to section 2 and see how this builds. Tien IP, or Heaven IP, national vision, the highest tier of value. So Heaven IP is essentially the grand strategy. It's the directional compass for a nation's intellectual property. First, it asserts national knowledge sovereignty, which basically means a country's intellectual output fundamentally belongs to it. And from there, it branches out into the innovation roadmap for the future. It actively protects cultural identity and sets the high-level policies for global integration. These are the sweeping macro-level concepts that dictate the direction for the entire ecosystem. And this brings us right to the ultimate goal of the Heaven tier. The mission here is crystal clear. Turn knowledge into national soft power. Because, the overarching strategy isn't just about having good ideas floating around. It's about actively harnessing those ideas at the very highest levels of government and policy to project influence, respect, and capability worldwide. Moving right along to section 3, Dia IP, or Earth IP, the exploitation foundation, making knowledge actionable. Now, this is really where the rubber meets the road. Earth IP is the tangible foundation. We're talking about the actual legal systems and the digital databases that record exactly who owns what. It's the registered national brands, the patents, the physical institutions like research universities, and the actual on-the-ground mechanisms for tech transfer and commercialization. Without these grounded structural systems in place, a nation's grand visionary ideas would honestly just vanish into thin air. So if Heaven's mission is all about soft power, Earth's mission is entirely practical. Convert that knowledge into protectable, exploitable assets that actually create value. This is an absolutely crucial shift from strategy to economics. Earth IP ensures that an idea can be legally protected, financially exploited, and ultimately used to generate real-world wealth. And this brilliantly illustrates the dynamic between our first 2 pillars. Heaven IP, soaring above, provides the vision, the strategy, and the ultimate goal of soft power. Meanwhile, Earth IP acts as the heavy construction machinery on the ground, right? It provides the legal framework and the physical institutions you need to actually build the road and execute that vision. All right, section 4, this is what we're really here for. Nyan IP, or Human IP, heart of the ecosystem, the ultimate engine of innovation. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is Dr. Qian stating an undeniable truth. Human IP is the center of the ecosystem because all intellectual property originates from humans.
I mean, really think about that for a second. You could have the best tech transfer mechanisms in the world, the most secure national databases, the grandest visions for international integration. But all of those structures are completely inert. They are literally useless without the human element to spark them into life. Every single patent, every song, every new technology, it all starts as a spark in a human brain.
So who exactly are we talking about when we say human IP? Well, it's the scientists and experts laboring away in the labs. It's the artists creating cultural touchstones. It's the entrepreneurs taking massive personal risks to build innovative businesses. And the inventors tinkering with new designs. These are the individuals generating the raw material that feeds this whole economic machine. And hey, if you fall into any of these categories, you are the engine.
But Dr. Qian's framework actually goes a step further, which is fascinating. Human IP isn't just a list of professions, it's also the environment that nurtures those people. We're talking about robust IP education and training, active systems that encourage startups, and crucially, building a nationwide culture where people actually respect and protect the ideas of others. So human IP encompasses both the creator themselves and the entire nurturing culture surrounding them.
Which perfectly sets up the third and final mission mantra of the triad. The mission of human IP is to nurture creative humans, create knowledge, and spread value. It's simple cause and effect, really. If you nurture the human, they will create the knowledge. That knowledge then filters up through the Earth infrastructure, aligns with the Heaven strategy, and spreads immense value throughout the entire ecosystem.
And that brings us to our final stop, Section 5, your knowledge mission, your role in the IP ecosystem. We've looked at the massive macro strategy and the structural foundations, but right now I want to talk directly to you, the innovators, the creators, the entrepreneurs checking out this explainer, because you actually have a very specific role to play here.
So the crucial point is how perfectly these three layers align. The ecosystem exists to turn knowledge into soft power at the top level. It exists to convert that knowledge into legally protected assets at the ground level. But, and this is the big but, the entire system relies entirely on step 3, nurturing you, the creative human. You are the Nian IP. You are generating the fuel that makes the strategy and the economics possible in the first place.
So I want to leave you with a thought to turn over in your mind as you go about the rest of your day. How are you contributing to the culture of innovation and respect for intellectual property? Seriously, whether you're an inventor designing the next breakthrough, a business owner registering a trademark, or honestly, simply someone who actively respects the creative rights of others, you are the heartbeat of the IP ecosystem. Keep innovating, keep learning, and remember the immense power of your own ideas. Until next time, stay curious.